Welcome back to Best of the Beach Cocktails.
So the next stop is Rapport, which is one of my friend's bars, Isaac Grillo. He is a phenomenal bartender, and he was finally given a chance to open his own bar. You know, and it's really cool to see someone that's been behind the stick, so to speak, get to do everything in the bar. So every single last detail comes down to the drink, and it really comes through. Anytime's a great time to go there, but if I could steer you one way or the other, I would say either go early or later, because it is kind of like the in the biz bar. If you go there right when they open, around 6, 7 o'clock, you will see bartenders that you'll run into later getting a drink before their shift. Don't tell anyone I said that. And then if you go there late after hours, around 2 to 3 a.m., same thing. You'll see all these people that were just serving you, hanging out, drinking their favorite cocktail made by their favorite bartender.
Last time I saw you, you were at Haven making me cocktails with liquid nitrogen, you know, and you had, you know, that's what Haven's all about. They're all about technology and everything. And now somehow you've been able to open your bar in the last like 6 months.
Yeah, thank God.
So tell me how it happened.
Kind of happened organically, you know, just like any good thing in life. I was doing my thing. I'd been in and out of investors and looking for spaces for a few years now, and this kind of fell in my lap. You know, friend of a friend referred to a friend, and then meeting after meeting, and then this place just happened. You'll see by the new cocktail menu, which rolled out yesterday, how different it is from every other bar, and how everybody's where they come from, their passion comes out in their cocktails.
Okay, so I mean, every conversation I've had has always been better over a cocktail. So let's start with that right now. What do you want to make for us?
I'm gonna make our first cocktail today. It's called the Bitter Angel. And the cool thing about this drink is it's a stirred cocktail that has a lot of body and depth, but we have all these different types of ice. So basically I got 11-pound block of bitter chocolate, and we made homemade hot chocolate, and then we made ice balls out of it. So,
okay.
I'll show you. So we're gonna start with Montenegro, which is an Amaro from Italy. So it's a little bitter, a little sweet. We chose it because it has a little less ABV, which is alcohol content, and has a little more sweetness and a lot of depth. So we're gonna use a little bit of that.
Isaac takes a lot of care in knowing each of his ingredients really well. He can alter it several different ways and get a different flavor each time. That's the definition of a good bartender.
This is made from 3 different types of cherries. This will add a little bit of acidity from the cherry as well as a little sweetness. You want that balance of tart and sweet. Then, the angel parts. Obviously, Angel's Envy. Today we're using the bourbon. It's finished in port casks. It's gonna add a lot of depth to the cocktail as well. The Brulee balances really nicely with the Amaro as well as the Guinolé. We'll put 1.5 ounces of that in there. Now we're gonna give this all a nice little stir. We wanna chill all that booze up a little bit. Then, I have a freezer just for ice, so I'm gonna step out of frame for a second to grab an ice ball.
But Isaac uses the ice to change his drink over time. He makes this chocolate spherical ice cube, and it sits in the drink, and as it melts, you know, it adds more and more of that chocolate flavor to the drink. So the first sip is very, very different from the last sip.
And we're gonna finish it up with a little fresh citrus. I'm gonna use 1 orange twist, as well as just a dash of orange zest. So this is our Bitter Angel. Why don't you give it a try, buddy?
All right. The specialty ice he makes is so delicious. Even when you're done, well, all his cocktails are delicious, but when you finish drinking one of his cocktails, you still have this giant chunk of ice, which you actually end up licking the entire time, like a 6-year-old.
We're just gonna sell ice cubes from now on. In the meantime, I know we've got our whistle wet with a stirred all booze cocktail, and I think now we should go into something a little more refreshing and very interesting, a shaken style cocktail. So this cocktail is called All Lit Up, and Kalia, one of my bartenders, she made this cocktail up. Starts out with just a little bit of fresh lemon juice. Then we have a local brewery called Wynwood Brewery. They make a bunch of amazing beers. They donated hops to us specifically, and we made a hop syrup out of it.
Bartenders often describe beers as being hoppy. That's because they use a lot of hops in the brewing process. It's kind of the bittering agent, and it can really change the flavor of the beer.
Nobody's really used it. It's very bitter, it's a little pungent, and I'm gonna balance it with a little Cochi Americano, which is a vermouth. Again, a lot of aromatics, a lot of different layers of flavor going on here. I'm gonna check my cocktail and see where our balance is at. Very good. We're gonna top it off with gin. There again, I want to bring out the citrus notes of the beer and the hops, as well as the koki. And we'll put a nice healthy amount of Martin Millers in there. Then to give it that beer flavor, or not really beer flavor I should say, but the beer style. So in here I've made a homemade orange cream soda with a little vanilla and baking spice aromatic kind of thing going on.
Isaac makes so many of his ingredients in-house. The foam's amazing, and he makes it with gelatin instead of egg whites, which prevents it from falling apart in the cocktail.
Use a grapefruit. Really want those citrus notes to come out and for it to smell delicious. Try that on, buddy.
All right.
That's all lit up. Super hoppy.
Oh man, that's awesome. You got like the back note of like sour essence, and then you still feel like you're kind of drinking a beer. But I actually am not a big fan of beer, but I can drink this cocktail all day.
Last time me and Isaac hung out was actually at a competition, which he beat me only by a hair, but he beat me. So I challenged him to making one of his own cocktails.
So we got a half ounce, ounce and a half, and then an ounce.
Yep.
All right, should
And
we
you
go
got
at
a
the
little
same
bit of
time or
peppers.
different times?
What do you guys think? Same time? All right,
Same
let's do
time.
it. Wherever you start, I'm gonna start
All
somewhere
right,
else.
I will grab here. Ready,
All right, go.
set, go.
Now notice, this isn't really fair because he has home field advantage and it's his own drink that he's made and he knows everything in his bar, but I tried my best.
It's almost a tie.
Yeah,
We're
what's a
pretty
tie?
close,
We'll give it a tie.
But we gotta actually see what it thinks. We're charity work, right?
Now I think the only
It's
fair way
charity
is
work.
to go opposites.
All right, that's fair. It tastes the same. So I would say we both succeeded.
Two winners.
Even though you beat me, but that's because you've been making these for a little bit longer than me,
Yeah,
right?
for
So-
one day.
Rapport is just such a laid-back bar. It really is kind of like going to Isaac's house in Colorado on his back porch, and he's whipping you up a couple drinks, telling you about how he came up with them.
Next stop is Julio Cabrera at the Regent Cocktail Club. Stay tuned.